everyone. Today I am here with the one and only Michelle Del Muro.
Hello.
Hi. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good, thank you. Good. First off, I just want to thank you so much for being on our episode. I know you're super busy. As you can see here, thank you so much for welcoming us into your house. To start us off, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. Actually, I also want to mention thank you so much for thinking about me. I was, when you invited me, I was like, this is awesome. Thank you. I'm Michelle. I'm a real estate agent here in Southern California. I work in LA County, Inland Empire, San Bernardino County. I'm everywhere. So I've been in the industry for a few years now, and I'm just excited for the new year and kind of just to continue to work on my passion, which is real estate and entertainment. So I'm happy to be here.
Hey, what are some of your New Year resolution goals?
My New Year's resolution. Okay, so I want to really stay dedicated with creating more content on a more, consistent basis.
Yeah.
You know what? One of my goals, and I wrote it down, it says, don't overthink it.
Okay.
Just straight up don't overthink it.
Yeah.
I think sometimes I do overthink things.
I think everyone does, especially me, I'm just like,
you do?
Gosh. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's me as well. So don't overthink things. If you have an idea, just go for it. And that's one of my goals.
Nice. I love it. I'm going to write down that also.
Because
I always think all the time in everything that I do, not just work life, but in personal life.
Mm-hmm.
And I think sometimes when you overthink things, you also kind of fear yourself out of it. And you don't always follow through with it. So I'm going to try your new resolution.
Yeah.
So you're a realtor. How long have you been in real estate for?
I have been in the real estate industry for about 5 years. Okay. I actually was just like you. I was a sales rep for an escrow company.
Love that.
Yeah. And through that career, I found my passion for real estate. And so it's been 5 years, yeah.
Wow, okay. What escrow company were you with before?
I was with Hacienda Escrow in Ontario. Love them.
Okay, cool. And so with you transitioning over from escrow to real estate, mm-hmm. do you think with the knowledge that you gained in escrow and now you being a realtor, do you think it helped you in any way?
Oh, 100%.
In
100%, yeah. I always say I'm blessed that that's just kind of how my journey went. Just understanding the process, understanding verbiage, understanding the legalities of things. And so, for a little while there, I was managing both.
Okay.
I was still doing the escrow and I was doing the real estate, and it was working out fine. But then, I kind of wanted to just take a chance and
full force into it?
Yeah. So this would be my first year doing it full time. I've always been able to juggle both of them very well, but this would be my first year that I'm no longer with the escrow company.
Okay. Yeah. And do you think now that in the year that you full dedicated yourself to real estate, do you think you gained more listings, more clients? Do you see a bigger change in your full force, full time in real estate, or do you think it's kind of been the same when you were doing part-time?
To be honest, yeah. There's obviously I'm pouring more hours into it. But like I was saying, I kind of always been able to manage both. So I've always been, pretty active in both.
Okay.
But yeah, I really see myself kind of doing double the amount.
Okay.
Of production.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm excited.
Yay, I'm excited for you. I always see your content posting, you're always out there. I see that also that you network. Do you think networking is really important? Because a lot of me, I'm a sales rep in escrow, and obviously part of my job is to network, mm-hmm. but a lot of realtors that I know, they don't like going to networking events.
Yeah.
Do you think that's helped you?
For sure it has. I'm out there and a lot of people approach me. They're like, hey, Michelle. And I'm like, oh, hey, how's it going? So, yeah, a lot of some agents don't see value in going out there and meeting other agents. But I think that's totally wrong in a way. I mean, to each their own. But let's just say if I have a listing, then I'm networking and I have, I make a connection with another realtor that probably has my buyers. So
exactly.
Yeah.
That's exactly everything. I'm so glad that you said that.
Yeah.
Because that's like the exact same words that I tell like all my realtor friends. Like, I know you guys would rather be out talking to buyers and sellers, but I think it's also a really good way to, one, network, meet other people, but two, just how you said, like, you may have a listing and the other realtor may have a buyer, or who knows, maybe vice versa.
Exactly.
Your buyer has, a listing that they have. So I love that you said that. Going back on what you said more about with social media, I see that you post a lot of content. Do you think that social media has helped you gain more clients or get your face out there more?
Yeah, it has. It has. Because I think back to my first few transactions and I asked myself, how did I pull those buyers or sellers? And they were people that I've known, like growing up with, you know what I mean? But if it wasn't for social media, I don't think that our connection or our relationship would have been that strong, right?
Right.
Because we're constantly checking up on each other and liking and engaging. And so, yeah, I think social media is for sure like one of my top 3 ways to how I get my clients.
Okay. So going based off that, what is your main source of clientele? Like, what have you currently been seeing? Oh, this is just working a lot more for me.
I know a lot of people.
Okay.
I know a lot of people. And I think the reason for that is because I'm always open to meeting new faces, creating new friendships. I have a big family. There's that. And also, my sister and I were close in age. But we both went to separate high schools.
Okay.
So when she was a senior, I was a junior, for example. And so I was able to meet her side of the city in Covina, and we lived together, but for some reason, she went to Covina High School because I'm from Covina, and I went to Northview High School also in Covina. And so I met double the amount of people. She'd bring her friends, and I'd bring my friends, and we'd all be friends. And so I still keep in touch with everybody from high school. So I think that's just very important. Always keep in touch with everybody, especially if you're in a business where you're going to bring value to them.
Yeah.
It's always good to just continue to connect with the people that you already know. So my number one source is my sphere of influence.
It's amazing. I don't think I've ever heard a realtor say that. It's always more like, like door knocking or, cold calling or, rarely do I hear Instagram. But I haven't heard that before, so that's really interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So coming into her house, I didn't realize that you had like your own office. Mm-hmm. Do you mostly work from home, or do you have occasions where you go into the office, or do you mainly just...
Well, the goal is always to be at appointments, right? So yeah, I mean, I work from home. It's my home office. We have, I'm from EXP, so we have a few satellite offices. The one nearest to me is in Upland, but we have a few in Anaheim and Downey and just like a lot of different places. So, yeah, just to answer your question, yeah, I work from home. I go into the office a few times a week, especially if I need to meet clients. I'm not going to invite them here, but, so that's in Upland. And then, the goal is always to be out in appointments. So I guess my main office is my car.
Okay.
How do you,
lock in your appointments? Like, what's kind of like your closing tactic when you're setting up appointments?
Not sure if I know what you mean, but like
for example, let's say, you're talking to a buyer and they're kind of on edge, like yes and no, I want to buy, and you're like, okay, I need to get this deal. How do you kind of persuade them to say yes? Okay, 1, I want you to be my realtor, and 2, I want to buy.
Okay. So if I see that they're on the fence, I just make sure, I always do my research and what's kind of the trends in whatever that specific area is. So I make sure that I have all the right research, and, you kind of, it just depends. You got to feel them out. If you feel like there's potential, you just kind of tell them, like, listen, just sit with me, no commitment, and, we'll go from there. And it's just a matter of meeting and kind of giving you information. And then, so that's kind of the way I like to do it.
Okay.
I'm not the type that I need to hear yes, an affirmative yes. If I feel like they're kind of cool, then I just kind of try to just schedule the appointment, and then I just kind of assure them that we'll see what happens once I meet them and I bring my research to the table, and if they like what they hear, then we can proceed to sign a contract.
Okay. So I was at an event, I believe, last Friday or last Thursday, and the speaker was telling me, buyers and sellers are more like based on emotion. Like if they connect with you more, you're more likely to get the deal than you speaking to them more like on logical terms. Mm-hmm. Do you think that's like something valid to say, or do you think it comes like both like hand in hand?
No, it's 100% valid. Okay. I agree because, it's a big decision to decide to sell your home or decide to buy a home. And so you kind of have to have that, connection. Yeah. I feel like I keep saying connection, but yeah.
But it's true though. You do have to have that connection.
Yeah. You kind of have to know that that's going to be someone you're going to be working with for, a few months. And so you got to make sure that you guys get along. I want to say I have great communication skills. I'm bilingual. And so, for that reason, I think it kind of helps me out. The fact that I could speak Spanish fluently, and, I'm not scared or intimidated or shy. And, I get nervous. Yeah, but.
Yeah, you don't come off as a shy person.
Don't show it.
Yeah. Full confidence. So going based more on you and your realtor lifestyle, what is a normal day for you? What's like your morning routine, your daily routine? How does Michelle's day look like?
Yeah, so as of August of last year, I discovered my gym, and it's called Orange Theory, and I love
them. Yeah. I actually commented on your post, and I was like, I'm so excited that you're going there. So I used to work there.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I used to work there.
Yeah, Orange Theory. I feel like, if I don't discover my thing, I feel like I've always kind of, I've always been into fitness, so I've always gone to the gym here and there, but I felt that, like, after the pandemic, it was hard to get back into the gyms finally when they were, like, opening them up. And I would always pass by Orange Theory and Chino Hills, and I'd be like, what is that?
Yeah.
And so they had, like, a free first-time class, so I wanted to go check it out, and I loved how many calories I burned in an hour. Mm-hmm. I love the fact that it was an hour.
Yeah.
Because before that, I was doing HIIT, like, / CrossFit.
Okay.
And it was, like, 40 minutes. It was, like, 40 minutes, and then you it's done, and then you just go home or whatever.
Yeah.
And I didn't feel like, don't get me wrong, it was hardcore, but It was like 40 minutes, and then I was like, that's it. So, Orange Theory, I discovered them. It's a full hour. I wake up at 5:30, usually, and I hit up the 6:15 class, so from 6:15 to 7:15, I'm working out. I come home, make my shake, hit the shower, get ready, and start working from home or go to my appointments, whatever it is that I got going on. But I get ready because you never know. You gotta be ready
all the time.
You gotta be ready because it's been like it happens. Sometimes you get a call and you're like, you gotta be ready.
Yeah.
So just that's kind of how my day goes. And then I try to kind of wrap things up, around 5 or 6. But the reality is sometimes I'm working until like 8.
Yeah, I feel like you're at like 10.
Yeah, weekends too, but it's okay. It's okay. I like it. So for me, it's not like, I don't know. It's fun. I love doing real estate, so.
When on your weekends, do you do open houses as well?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Yeah, always trying to do open houses. I think because things were a little bit busy during, not busy, slow during the holidays. Mm-hmm. I would still work on the weekends if I wasn't doing open houses, and I was just really cramming into my CRM, making sure that everything's up to date and fresh, and because I love CRM for me is like another thing that's really important. So making sure that everything's already plugged in and up to date.
Okay. So when you go to the open houses, what is like your routine at the open house? What normally do you do?
Well, I'm very like detail oriented. So of course I got my signs. I got my 12 signs. And I'm looking to get more because, one of my good friends who's a real estate agent, he said, I think he told me like 30 plus signs.
For one open house?
Yeah. And I think that was like more so a few years back when Zillow and Redfin where people wouldn't get the information. But I mean, you could imagine, I get a lot of people that come in and say, I always ask them, how'd you hear of the open house? And a lot of them say, the signs. So yeah, I'm looking to get more signs. I don't know about 30, but for sure more.
Okay.
And so my routine is for an open house is make sure the signs are good locations. I always bring a snack for my guests, cookies, waters, fruit, something like that. My sign-in.
So you do have people sign in?
Always.
Okay.
Yeah, always. Sign in and I use my iPad for that. And then I always give them a tour.
Okay.
Sometimes they come with an agent, so I kind of let them do their thing, but I still make sure that like I'm helpful.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Mm-hmm. What is something that you are doing that you don't see other realtors doing? Or just in general, what is something that you think realtors should be doing but aren't currently doing?
I guess I was telling, I don't know if it was on camera or off camera, that I was saying that like I just put myself out there.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I think that you got to get comfortable being uncomfortable.
Yes.
Is that how you say it?
Yes.
Yeah. So I do things that the other typical person wouldn't do.
Yeah.
I go after it. I figure out a way.
Yeah.
So I think that's something that I think other realtors should just like be fearless.
Yeah, I have seen that, and I do get a lot of, some people, for the content that I post, I do get a lot of good feedback, because I am myself. And, sometimes when I'm looking at these videos or when I'm editing the videos, I'm like, should I have not said that? Or should I not say this or do this? But I'm like, you know what? Like, especially in social media, like, there are so many realtors that are like, and lenders, just people in the industry that are like cussing and like, because people just want that genuine vibes from you. Like if that's how you talk and you cuss, like it's not going to relate to some people and other people's are going to actually like love it.
Yeah.
And so I do agree with you as far as, putting yourself out there, because I was kind of like in my own shell when I first started. And now that I've kind of seen more of the industry, see other people's content, see your content, seeing people just being themselves, I do encourage everyone to just be themselves. And if you get judged, people are going to judge you regardless. People are going to judge you whether you do things the right way, whether you do things the wrong way. People are always going to talk. So I do agree with you on that aspect. On buyers and sellers, have you ever experienced a situation where you have like a nightmare with a buyer or seller?
Oh. I have a lot of patience.
Really?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a lot of patience, so I'm going to put up with some stuff, that other people probably wouldn't.
Okay.
But there was this one time I drove for a listing appointment, and I had the conversation beforehand, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we just." Honestly, it was like such a crazy story. They were like, "Oh yeah, we just remodeled." It was an elderly man I was talking to.
Okay.
Oh yeah, we just remodeled, clean things up. And I go out there and I get the tour of the house, and everything is literally original from like 1950. Like metal cabinets.
Yeah. Metal cabinets?
Yeah, metal kitchen cabinets. Like,
I don't even know
it's
that.
like, because it's super old school.
Wow. Okay.
Metal. And then he was like on the phone, "Oh yeah, we did LED lighting." And I thought, okay, like something like this. And I was like, LED light bulbs. Like, it was.
Aww.
I
He
know.
knew the difference though? Do you think like he was like he didn't know much about it, Like to him that was probably like amazing,
Yeah, I felt bad. I felt bad. It was not remodeled. And I mean, okay, there's that, but you know, and I was just kind of like, I did tell him, you know, like, you know, standard, it would, you know, we would kind of need it because he wanted a very like unrealistic price. So I did say, well, if we were to do this and that, and yeah, so it was just, yeah, I got a headache that day.
Okay.
And I'm telling you, I have patience.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's okay. It happens. You know, you can't win them all.
Of course. And you have to be okay with not winning them all, you know? Going back on what you said about unrealistic, you know, like expectations and unrealistic promises, when you meet with a seller and they have like a certain, you know, like sale or like price that they want to sell their house for, and you're like, okay, this is not going to sell for that. How do you kind of like humble them a little bit, like adjust their like?
I have a little diagram that I show them if we were to price it right.
Okay. How
we could approach more people.
Okay.
So it could be more, you know, more of an attraction.
Yeah.
And more people to come out. So that usually helps me. I have like this little diagram that I like to show. And so usually they could see that when after I kind of like explain everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they could see that, but sometimes they want what they want, and all you can do is try your best to kind of tell them the reasons why it's not a good idea, but at the end of the day, they're the boss, and if that's the price that they want, well, we could price it whatever they want, and then I always say, like, in the terms of the contract, just that within 2 weeks or 3 weeks, if we don't see any offers, to adjust from there.
Okay.
So that's
and they're normally like okay with it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So if I can't get them to lower it, then I just put it in the terms that we will be changing the price if we don't get any offers.
Okay. All right. That's not bad. It's not too bad.
Mm-hmm.
So, on your Instagram, I know that you're very well known and you do I'm sorry, let me go back. For when you get a new listing, do you think it's important to make content on your new listing, or do you think just the listing photos is more than enough?
No, I mean, for me personally, I do as much as I can with it. With the photos, I do drone videos, I do me doing a walkthrough.
Okay.
Yeah, no, everything is, and I make sure it's on all my social medias, everything.
Do you have multiple social media platforms, or is it just Instagram that you kind of like?
No, I'm everywhere.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I am on TikTok.
Okay.
At Michelle Del Muro. On Instagram at Michelle Del Muro. I do have a real estate page at Michelle Del Muro Real Estate. I kind of post the same things on both, but obviously on my at Michelle Del Muro, you'll see me be a little bit more free. At Michelle Del Muro Real Estate, I like to kind of keep it clean, I guess, because you never know when you have like the older demographic.
Right.
And you know, the older demographics, they're on Instagram, so they could see what's my inventory and what I got going on. And so at Michelle Del Muro is basically all my
everything.
Yeah.
Okay, good. As a realtor, I know a lot of realtors have like specific clients that they like to target. For you specifically, do you like to work more with buyers or sellers?
Oh, you're putting me on the spot. I love to work with both. I love to work with both because it's just 2 different experiences, kind of. I'm very passionate about helping people. I know that sounds kind of cliche, but I totally am. And I love kind of navigating them through like the home buying process, especially if you're first time home buyers. It's super exciting. And then I like to work with sellers because it's just an awesome process to kind of help get their homes prepped for the selling process.
Is one harder than the other one? Like, because me, you know, I'm still pretty new in the real estate industry. So is it you personally? Is one a little bit harder to work with?
It's not necessarily, because it all depends on the client.
Okay. So you haven't had like a preference yet. You just like to work with both of them.
Yeah, both of them, of course. Yeah.
Okay. So more a little bit about you. You started off in escrow.
Yeah.
So have you been in total in the industry of 5 years, or have you just been doing? So I know you said total of 5 years. Is that just real estate, or is that both?
No. I've been in escrow real estate industry for like the 5 years. And
okay. Okay, got it. Okay. So we're starting to wrap up the show. I want to give you an opportunity to say anything that you would like to say. If you have any listings coming up, if you would like to let everyone know where they can find you, we can put it up at the bottom.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, you guys could find me at Michelle Del Muro, at Michelle Del Muro Real Estate. That's my real estate page, and you guys could see my every move. I like to document everything, and you guys could see everything that's coming up. And thank you so much for having me. It was fun.
Of course. And one last question I want to ask.
Yeah.
What is one fun fact about you?
Oh, one fun fact.
Or something that no one really knows about you.
One fun fact about me is that I love fashion.
Obviously. Well, Michelle, thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule to join me and answering all my questions, and I hope to see you soon.
Thank you.